What's up, man? This is Coach Tex from DFW Penguins, from the DFW Penguins, DFW Penguin Basketball. And today, I want to help you guys out with a little bit of information on what I think and what my opinion is on what you should look for in a good trainer. Basketball trainer, football trainer, baseball, soccer, golf, whatever the hell it is. Okay? Now, of course, you guys know me. And if you've ever worked out with me, I always emphasize a few things. And one thing I think I'm really good at is communicating and making someone that I work out with or train or coach visualize what I'm trying to teach them, which a lot of coaches and a lot of people have that do what I do. They don't have that natural knack for that, mainly because either they were really good and stuff came to them naturally, or they never played at a high level and were never able to score or do any of the things that they're trying to get you to do at a high level until they got older. So I'm going to go over these 5, maybe 6 things. And guys, if you're not working out with me and you find a trainer, you get a trainer, okay? You really need to look at these 5 things. If they can't do these 5 or 6 things for you, then they're probably not going to be able to help you develop fast or help you develop, period. Okay? Number 1. Okay, there are some guys that train, just to be doing something, just to say they're doing something. They might have a son or a daughter that are already working out, and they invite you to work out with them, or you want to work out with their son or daughter, and they're just going over generic drills, and they don't really care if you get better. The number 1 thing you need to do is get with a coach that is extremely passionate about helping you improve. Okay? Or any kid or any player that they have, they need to be passionate about it. If a person is a trainer and they're not passionate about helping the people they work out improve, if they're not really into it, they don't seem like they're a nerd about it, or they're extremely knowledgeable about it, or like a Yoda God when it comes to it, when they talk about it, then they're probably not, they don't have the drive to help you out. And they don't have the drive to help you out, they're not going to go out of their way to do extra during these workouts, especially if you're paying them. You definitely need to make sure this person is passionate about this. Okay? Number 2, the coach needs to be a good communicator. The trainer needs to be a good communicator, meaning if he's trying to tell you about a move, he needs to be able to tell you how to do that move and you not be confused on what the hell he's talking about. What situation is in. If he's not helping you visualize when this move is going to come about, what situation, all these other things. He needs to be able to communicate that to you quickly to where it doesn't seem like it's another language. It seems like it's just something that it may take someone else, or take you, if you try to explain it, it may take you an hour, but it took him 30 seconds to explain. Okay? He's got to be a good communicator. He needs to make you visualize what these moves or what these drills are for, why you're doing them, what is the purpose of it, how long you're doing them. Is it just to warm up? Is it an actual move? Is it something that's fundamental? Is it something to add an extra sauce on till you move? All that stuff. He needs to be communicating that to you. Number 3, a really good trainer can watch you shoot the ball 2 or 3 times and tell you what's wrong with your shot. Okay? So number 3 is, can he find your flaws? Can he or she find your flaws and fix them quickly? And also, it goes back to number 2. Once he can fix them quickly, can he communicate to you what's wrong and get you to understand what you're doing wrong and what you can do at home, not just with him, to fix it? Okay? I have one kid, he's in the 5th grade. He used to shoot the ball where he would shoot the ball with 2 hands, and he's right-handed, but his follow-through would be on the left. And at the end of his shot, both his hands would be up in the air, arch like this. So I tried to get him to roll the ball off his fingertips and let it roll and have a smooth stroke and not get it to push. So I had a shooting camp one time, and the whole time I told him, I was like, hey man, when your follow through looks like you're riding a roller coaster. You know, like it's up here, it's not smooth in here. Okay? And in order for him to understand that, and he's a younger guy, so the younger guys, little kids, they don't take criticism as well as other guys. So what I communicated to him was to remind himself that if his hands looked like he was riding a roller coaster after his shot on his follow through, then he's wrong. So the whole duration of the shooting camp, what did I tell him? Every time he shot the ball, I'm like, oh, it's a roller coaster. I'm naming out different roller coasters and stuff. And I'm implementing this in his mind to where he understands, hey, my shot is bad, my form is bad. If it doesn't look like a gooseneck, okay, and both of my hands out is wrong. The other day we had a game. Now, keep in mind, you can, as a coach, you always tell who cares about getting better and which kids are just there because their dad or mother want them to come and work out, right? So, before the games, I have a routine where I have guys shoot in front of the rim. So he came up, I had him come shoot up in front of the rim while everybody else is jogging back and forth half court. And he was shooting it like I was shooting. And I saw him shoot the ball twice. I'm like, hey man, you been working on this? The first thing he said was, no more roller coaster riding, coach. So me putting that little small gem in his mind helped him understand, also with the other coaching and me communicating other stuff. But me putting that small gem in his mind changed the way he thought about it. And it stayed in the back of his head to where when he's shooting or working on his form shooting, yeah, he's not shooting like Steph Curry, but you got to start somewhere. When he was doing form shooting before the game, it was a gooseneck and he was letting the ball roll instead of him pushing it with two hands and it being out like this. Okay, like he's riding a roller coaster. And if you're a coach and your coach can do stuff or say certain things to you to make things click in your mind like that, he is a really good coach and a trainer. Just like a school teacher. If a school teacher makes up some joke or some rhyme or something to help you learn a math problem or anything of that nature, and it sticks in your head, that person is a good communicator, and he or she knows how to fix stuff. All right, let me not stand too long on that. Number 4, real basic. The coach understands the fundamentals of stuff, and you got to teach that. Fundamentals will always, if you're fundamentally sound, you got to have a good base. But if you're fundamentally sound, there's always room for improvement, and you're always going to be decent enough to make certain plays and be serviceable in the game. If your trainer is not ever teaching you fundamentals while he's training, he's teaching you all these Kyrie Irving moves and all this stuff that looks good, pulling out all these different balls and all this different equipment, guys. A lot of times these guys disguise all these extra props and stuff during their training to hide the fact that they can't train. And it looks good to a parent or it looks good to you because you may not know what good training is or not. Okay? So if he's not ever teaching you fundamentals, like all the other stuff, adding the extra stuff on is cool every now and then. But if he's not teaching you fundamentals and make you visually see stuff in game, teaching you how to come off down screens and footwork and pivoting and shooting the ball correctly and having your knees bent on up fakes, all little small stuff like that that are big in games, and he just having you doing a bunch of dribbling moves that a lot of times you're not going to even get the opportunity to pull off in games, bad trainer. Okay, number 5. Okay, if you have a primary example of this, it is if you're in a one-on-one situation. Number 5 is the coach makes the workouts, especially if it's private. The coach makes the workouts to adjust to your game. I mean, it makes the workout geared to your game. Or if it's multiple people at your workout, when he's going over certain moves, he tells you certain things that you need to do that separates you from the other 2 or 3 guys that may be working out with you, that you need to do in specific to this certain move that they're working on. Okay? So if your trainer is not making adjustments or gearing stuff towards your game or what you need to work on or what you need to improve on your position and stuff like that, probably not a good trainer. The number 6 thing, which is really important too, he's had success with other guys and made them better, right? Or he's made himself better as a player. Okay? A lot of these coaches, a lot of these trainers, they weren't good and they never played at a high level. High level meaning like high level high school basketball. It could be junior college, Division II, Division I, high major, mid major. They never played at a high level. And they didn't get good. A lot of these guys didn't get good until they were almost 30 years old. Okay, one big thing with me is I taught myself how to play basketball because I didn't have anybody in my family that could play, and I learned on my own. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that other people struggle communicating with is easier to me because I had to teach myself that, and I know how to break things down to guys. So if you got a trainer, right? Now this could backfire. Now let me be specific. Okay, one, like I said, you definitely want to try to get a trainer that's made people good. Now, this one big thing. It's two big things. One, a lot of these trainers, okay, they tag themselves to a guy that has already been good and has already been playing at a high level. I see it all the time. Okay. They once a kid is a 5-star recruit or something, he's in his junior year or he's some big time player, the trainer, hey, can I come in and work you out? You know, I won't charge you this, that, and another, and they videotape the guy and all this stuff and make themselves seem to other people that they've done all the groundwork when the real actual trainer was their brother or their dad or their uncle that made them good. Okay, and that's the person you really need to be going to, not this trainer that's tagging himself to this kid and making it seem as if he's the reason why this player is going to the NBA or he's going to Duke or Arizona or North Carolina or something of that nature. Okay, another thing too you got to watch for. There are a lot of trainers that were really, really good and basketball came natural to them. So them trying to teach you how to be good is not going to work because they can't teach you something and teach you something or teach something to a person that's really bad at a certain thing that came to them natural. Okay. Let me see for instance, let me see. It's just like, think about this. You guys ever have a subject in school like math? I remember I had one of my best friends. He was like a math whiz, right? And I've always been horrible at math. Okay, and he was one of my best friends at the time, and we were in the same class. Like I remember, like from 8th all the way through 10th grade, we were in the same math class, and I would be struggling, barely getting a C, and just dying. And he would easily get A's, not study any of that stuff. So I would ask him like, dude, help me out. And every time I tried to get him to help me out, he could not explain anything because it just came to him. Like it was something that he just had a natural ability to do. And a lot of times it's hard for someone to teach you something that they've always easily had success at because they've never had to work at it. So those are the two negatives you want to watch on that. Okay, you don't want to get with a trainer that's already getting with guys or tagging himself to guys that are already good, and you definitely don't want to get with a trainer like for instance, Michael Jordan. He's the reason why he didn't get into coaching mainly is because this stuff, him playing basketball, just came natural to him. It's going to be extremely hard for Michael Jordan to sit on the sidelines and tell the Charlotte Bobcats and teach them how to play when it's a bunch of bums or it's a bunch of guys that can't play. If that makes any sense. Okay, he would struggle with that and he would be frustrated. He probably had 1 year of coaching, 2 years, and be done. Okay, because it just comes natural to him. Okay, but you want to try to get with a trainer that's had success with other players from the ground up or mid-level up. Not a guy that's training guys that are already NBA pros. Okay, now sometimes there are guys that trade NBA pros when they're already good that are pretty good, but if we're speaking of kids that are in elementary school, middle school, high school, and things of that nature, you want to try to get with a guy that has taken guys from one level and gotten them better. Okay? All right, well, that's pretty much it, guys. You want to hit me up? Have any questions? Go ahead and leave a comment, like, and subscribe, man. You got some good information on here. I'm going to keep pumping it out to you. Instagram is Penguinhoops. My email is penguinhoopstv@gmail.com. I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.